This is a piece of composite decking. When I bought it to actually put on the front porch of my home, they gave me a bottle of super duper heavy duty paint with a gray matching color that you're supposed to paint any surface that you cut, and you expose the inside of the product, you're supposed to paint it. Well, that told me that they probably didn't want water to get on that they were pretty concerned about it being wet. So I decided that I'd put this stuff in a jar of water and see what would happen over a period of time. So I put it in January of 2015. This is March of 2016, so it's been in this jar for about a year and 2 months. This water in this jar started out as clear water, and now you see it's got quite a bit of color to it. You see on the bottom you got this kind of almost like soft ball fudge, I describe. It's kind of gooey and it kind of floats around, and it wasn't in the water to start with, so it must have somehow come out of the product. This has had this film of what I'd say is like a clear, gooey, mushy substance. That, see, it's on the front, it's on the bottom. It's kind of developed early on, and it must have come from inside it, and I'm assuming it probably the glue. This end now has an angle on it because it's been sitting in the bottom of the jar. It started out with a square end like that, now it's an angle. So the stuff in the jar, the stuff on the surface, originally was part of the product, and now it's just coming out of the product, I guess you'd call it. So I'm going to leave this in this jar for a little longer, see what happens. Eventually I'm going to try to see what happens if you try to crumble it, but it's kind of deteriorating, crumbling on its own. So water and composite decking don't get along too good. So it's just a little experiment that I thought I'd do. This is Pat from Associated Siding and Remodeling in Omaha, Nebraska. If you're thinking of putting composite decking, you're going to pay a lot more money for it than, say, cedar deck. You kind of might want to look at what this stuff might do in the long run. So we'll just kind of keep going with this little experiment, and I'll give you an update on it, and we'll see what happens. But I thought it might be interesting for people to see what they're putting their money out for. So you guys have a nice day, and thanks a lot.